Hello there. Hello, my dear friends. Please subscribe, check the like button, and leave a comment to this channel. I'm standing here in front of the Type 11. Now, I'm not going to go into a rant like I did yesterday. What I want to do is do a review of the Type 11 and go over the things that I think are wrong with it and what are right with it. And I want everyone to have great gameplay, but I will have a warning to you in that before you buy the Type 11, make sure you see enough gameplay before you go off and spend your hard-earned money on what I believe is a Gimp. So I actually have named this ship the Gimp because rightfully so, it is a Gimp. So let me go into why I believe this ship is a Gimp, and you will understand why I say this. Now, I have 10,000 hours of gameplay. I've been playing this for almost 8 years, and so I think I would know a Gimp when I see it. Number one, let's go off into, before I go out into the minefield and try to mine, I want to go over the specs. You don't need anything besides these two modules. The mining volley repeater comes with the ship when you're buying the Stellar version and the Galactic version. But I don't recommend spending your money on that because you can use your money on other paint jobs that are actually better, which I got this paint job, which I really enjoy. But the mining volley repeater does the work of an abrasion blaster and a laser mine. But be warned, the chunks that come off the actual asteroid are lethal. And I'll explain why when I actually go down to the shield, why I put on a shield on the ship. The second thing you need is a seismic charge launcher if you're going to do deep core mining, and you will find asteroids that you can deep core mine. You need this. So these are the only two things I need. Now, why don't I have any armaments on the small hard points? Okay, and the medium this is all mining. This is all mining stuff, right? Let's move this to the medium side because actually can move it right there. I have a class 2 here, so I have a class 2 spot for weapons, right? And I got 3 small ones for weapons, but I got small mining hardpoint, medium mining hardpoint. Do I really need those? No, you do not. You don't. You're not going to get another mining volley repeater. It doesn't make sense. You're just going to get this. Okay, you're just going to get the one. So you just need the one mining volley repeater and a seismic charge launcher. You don't need anything else. And why don't I have weapons? Because you are going to get blown out of the sky. Literally get blown out of the sky. Okay? Pirates usually come in 2s and 3s. And if you have a very good modified thruster, you do not need anything else. So here is my 5A thruster, which has been modified with dirty drive and drag drive. My boost is 542. My normal speed is 401. So if I get interdicted, I can boost away and not be attacked by pirates. And I'm talking NPC pirates, because players who act like pirates are different. They're going to have a fully engineered ship, and they could be on top of me in 2 seconds with a Corsair or anything else. Okay? So I fully engineered the thruster, and even in the asteroid belt with Um, with my cargo scoop down and even my landing gear down, I'm still going 200. And I have a pre-engineered SEO frame shapes drive, which has increased range. I can't modify this. Okay, can't add any more. So I get a range of about 24 to 35, depending on how much cargo I have in the ship. Okay, and the power distributor you really don't need to, because the mining volley repeater doesn't waste power, and I don't have anything else to draw power. Okay, so but I added this power distributor, and it's charge enhanced because I just had it laying around, and I said, okay, I'll just put this in there. Okay, so I modified it, but here's the kicker. I put a military grade composite module for the armor, and I didn't have a shield. I got hit by one of those chunks and it took out 9% of my hull. 9% of my hull. Okay, that was just once. So I had to add and take away from my list of things. I had to add the prismatic shield. So I added a prismatic shield. Okay, modified to be reinforced shields, right? I don't have any other special modifications on it. But I also added in utilities, I added a shield booster to give it a little bit more boost with supercapacitors. Okay, so I added the shield because I need a shield. I have a detailed surface scanner. You need that for the ring, and I do have these because, well, they're class 1s. What are you going to put in here? Cargo? You're not going to have any more extra cargo, so it doesn't matter. I'd rather have the convenience of having these two here. I have a 4A refinery, okay, which can hold 10 tons in the refinery itself. So I have 256 as cargo. With these 10, it's 266, right? The great thing about this ship is that it has the Mach 2 mining multi-limpet controller, and it has the volley repeater. So this is a pretty good module. I wish it could be put on something else, but it cannot at the present time. And I have these cargo racks, which are not Mach 2, which are not upgraded, which are not pre-engineered, right? So all in all, I have 256 tons of cargo. And here's why I call this ship the Gimp, is because you have 256 tons of cargo. Okay? It's a mining ship, not a fighting ship, so I don't know why you would, as a dev, put a fighter hangar in a mining ship. I don't know why. I really don't. Makes no sense to me. Okay, so maybe somebody with more common sense than I have would tell me why they would put that. So let's go back, and this, and I mean to use it. I mean to use every part of a ship that I need to haul with. This is going to be unusable forever. I'm never ever going to use the empty hangar compartment. I'm never going to hire an NPC and have him trail along and try to cut down pirates. First of all, they show up when you're mining. They show up for 2 seconds, and then they leave. Oh, I didn't want to press that button. Then they leave. So why would I do that? Why would I actually need a pilot if I only need him for 2 seconds? If I get ganked, my thrusters thrust out at over 500. So even with a light shield, I can take the damage and just run away. This is not a fighter. It's not a fighting ship. Right? It's never going to be a fighting ship, and I don't want it to be a fighting ship. I just want it to be a miner. That's why we bought the mining ship, and that's to mine. So I do want to say the benefit of having the ship is you got the volley repeater. right? The mining volley repeater, which gives you some good amount of a good amount of chunks, right? And you got the universal limpet controller, which gives you 14, right? 14 limpets that you can use to mine. So you can mine pretty fast, but the drawback is you only have about 250 tons of cargo, which sucks. This ship should have been a large ship. Even with just not changing anything, you would have still been over 400 thrust. So you still can get away from pirates. This ship should have been a large ship. It should have had over 500 tons of cargo. And it would have been a decent mining ship. Okay? I can spend a little bit of time mining in the asteroid belt and asteroid field. That's where I'm going right now. We're going to take off in about 3 minutes and go to my system. And we're going to let's see. Let me tell you where we're going. We're going to carrier jump. Let's see. Free carrier. The actual location is COL 285 Sector SEQ D570. It's my favorite system. It has my little rings that I got. Yesterday, if you're watching, I had 3 core deposits that 2 of them were monazite. So it's a pretty good, it's a pristine ring system. I really like it. I enjoy mining there. Would I buy this ship if I knew everything I know now? No. I would wait for it to come out in credits, and even then I would not buy the ship, even though it has a good volley repeater and the universal control limpet. It's not useful because we're going into the asteroid belt to mine, and mine a lot. We want to fill up a Panther style cargo, 1,000 tons that we can take to a station and sell it. We don't want to do 250 tons. Yeah, 250 is quick. Gameplay's quick. You can move fast and get out of there. But miners, they want to spend hours in an asteroid belt. And I do too. I want to spend hours in a field, asteroid field. I want to spend hours there. I want to turn on the music. I want to turn on a movie on my second screen and watch the movie while I'm actually enjoying mining at the same time. So I'm watching the movie and I'm mining, or I'm watching somebody stream. Ricardo, what are you doing, dude? When are you going to start streaming again? Or Mars, when he's doing stupid things like jumping ravines. We're trying to fly into the sun without a ship. So I'm going to watch those videos and I'm going to mine at the same time. So I will do the 2 things at once, and that's just the game. It's the way I want it. Now, Elite Dangerous has a loyal following. They have a loyal following of people that are willing to spend money for it. So you guys at FDev, if you're listening, you need to spend some time making us happy. Okay? Because if you don't make us happy, we're not going to spend money. And yesterday I had a rant. If you saw the video, I apologize for the rant. I got incredibly angry because I hate failure. I hate failure more than I hate bad food. And basically I saw that you guys just have the same routine over and over again. You have something good, then you create other garbage, and you have more other garbage than you have something good. And people are just going to get frustrated and stop playing. That's the truth. Okay, so let's watch this. It's my favorite part of the video. It never gets old. I really love this. Another thing, why can't the fleet carrier use thrusters to move from planet to planet within a system, why do they have to jump from one planet to another? Like for instance, I end up in the sun of a system, right? And I want to go to the fourth planet. I can't lock in that planet and have the fleet carrier just move there, right? Doesn't it have vengeance? Doesn't it have thrusters? Can it maneuver to that planet without having to do a jump? So that's a question I would love answered. Leave a comment, but I'd like to see the fleet carrier just move, right? Move like I at the sun, and I set a course, and if it's within a system, it should be able to move independently without having to jump to that one planet, right? And you could see it move. Like I'll see the planets go by. That would be fantastic if I see something like that happen. All right, so let's mine a little bit. Let me show you what I meant about the chunks. If you're mining and you get hit with a chunk, the chunk of asteroid is gonna give you actually damage. All right, and you're gonna end up with no shield, no armor, and you're basically going to die. Okay, so those things can hurt you. They can hurt you. Mars did an experiment the other night. I don't know what video it's on, but you can have all your all your limpets carrying a chunk, and you can use it like a razor blade. You can just go and attack ships with it, and those chunks hitting the ships will damage their shield and their armor. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the field and kind of give you an idea of what I meant by that. And I do want to mine a little bit, but first I want you to look at it. Look at my ship. It does have a pretty paint job. I don't think you'll need more than 100 limpets, but I'll put in half, about 120. Okay, because you fill up pretty fast. You do fill up pretty fast. And
ship released. Restrict speed until a carrier is far behind you.
3. Third planet. Okay. So I'm going to start mining right away. Pirates are going to show up. They're going to scan me. And I'm going to show you that I can boost the weapon. I don't have any weapons. I do have a very light shield. Okay. And I basically can boost away and not have to bother. This is not a fighter. It's not a combat ship. So the purpose of a fighter bay in the ship is unknown to me. It lacks any kind of logic. My thinking was maybe they will come out with maybe they'll come out with a SRV style ship, not a fighter, but it will fit in the fighter bay, and then you can do exobiology in the rings with that particular ship. And then I would say that is why you would need a fighter bay, but you can actually use any ship for that and put a fighter bay in those ships. So what they need to do is create some kind of module that you can put in a fighter bay, and you can add that cargo to it. You can add cargo to it. Because I'll never use a fighter in the ship. Never. Don't want it. I don't even want to share my profits with an NPC right I gave one of my guys 1.5 billion profit. I'm like, why am I losing so much money? 20%, 15%. Every time I make money, I'm giving this guy nothing money, and I'm not using him. He's not flying my other ships. He's not helping with mining. He's not helping with hauling. Why am I giving the NPC so much money? That's another problem that this game has. It should be pay as you, not a salary. It should be paid when you work. He shouldn't get a salary. 1.5 billion for what? Sitting there in the pilot's lounge doing what? Okay, so if I land in the middle here, I will have a chance at some core. So these are all combined. This is my favorite spot. It has a Romplin-site, it has Serendipite, it has Painite, and it has a Platinum hotspot. So okay. So I'm gonna start mining right away. Because I want the pirates to attack me. Okay? I want the pirates to attack me. So I can see the edges. Okay, so remember I have I'm not armed, so I have no weapons. And I have a class 3 shield. So this one should have, I'm looking for donuts. And that's another thing. When you're going too fast, this little bit actually kills itself. So you need to slow down before you actually launch the. Now I want them to come, so hopefully I have. Yeah, this is a 48. So let's go mine this. So I'm gonna go really close. Really close. So the chunks start hitting my shield, right? Let's see. See, they're already being destroyed. It does get a good amount of okay, so they're fighting right in front of me. That's nice. So it does get a good amount. So I'm only gonna keep 2 out. So I'll have maybe 12 working. And I didn't prove my point, but you can get my idea that even if I have cargo and they're gonna come after me, I'm actually going to be able to run away. Okay. Alright, so that volley got me how much platinum? 17 already. So at most you can do, maximum right now is 256 cargo capacity. You know, you can't build a Panther Clipper with more than 1,300 tons of cargo capacity and then build a Gimp. You gotta build something better. That's just the way it is. Alright, so I didn't get attacked. Oh, very nice. I didn't get attacked by the pirate. Platinum 11. Let's see. Does this have any surface deposits?
Asteroid scan complete.
Yeah, but it's not something I want. But let's just mine it because it has platinum 11. So you can mine this too. We're still gonna get stuff, but I want the green things to hit me. Let's get closer. Yeah, this one's gonna hit me. You get my point? 95 shield. 96. 93. So I'm doing damage on my shield. In chunks. I'm killing my collective like this too. So all these chunks are doing damage to my shield. It was doing damage to my armor yesterday. Right? Very nice. Right, so far I got 31 tons. So if you don't have a shield out here and you're laser mining and you're too close, you're gonna get whacked. That's a true statement. You're gonna get whacked. To find yourself having to run away because you don't have any armor left. I can't imagine light armor. If you have light armor, I have military composite. It did damage. See, I'm doing 47 and they're committing suicide. I'm flying at 47 meters per second and I'm committing suicide. Nausea. I do like mining. Okay, I do like mining. And with some good music or watching a good movie, mining becomes fantastic. But I want to be rewarded for my hours of hard work. So if I'm doing 3 hours of mining, I want to come home with 400 or 500 million credits. Okay. But it doesn't seem that, FDev thinks that way. They think that they shouldn't pay for it. In my opinion, I think that's what's going on. In any case, so it does have two good qualities about it, and if they actually took out the mining quality, Peter didn't make it bound to the ship, okay, and the universal prospecting limit, this ship is utterly useless by itself. That's why I call the ship the Gimp. It's a Gimp. Because without those two components, the ship is useless. You notice that the actual body repair kills these large sharks. Yeah, just look straight forward. You can see the big chunk of the field. Okay. So you don't need, if you're going to use this as a dedicated mining ship, you can use it to load up your fleet carrier and just go back and forth, right? So load up really fast, go back to the fleet carrier. It's inconvenient, but what are you going to do? Load up to the fleet carrier, then come back and keep doing it, right? You're going to lose your place, you're going to lose where you were. You can't use maps, mapping systems, so you can map out the rings. So that's just the opinion I have. If you still want to buy this ship, if you still want to buy it, but my opinion is, if you want it, wait for it to come out. Buy the credits. Don't waste the ARXs. It's not a product, it's a faulty product. If you bought a baby stroller and the damn wheels come off, you take it back and all the bad negative press it gets, that company's going bankrupt. Okay? So my suggestion is wait for it to come out on credits. Don't buy it. Don't bother. There's plenty of people that bought it, and I'm definitely, if I'm not happy, I know they're not. I'm super happy with the paper. Amazingly happy with the paper. And I would have expanded on that. I would have launched these modules so that would fit the Panther Clipper. It does have a Panther Clipper. Does have, was it 2 Class 3 hard points? So you could have added the volley repeater, 2 volley repeaters onto the Panther Clipper. So I would have done that and charged $16,000 for the gun. Why not? Pay to play, so what? The company has to survive. The game has to survive. Would you rather have no game? So, yeah, it is pay to play. Why not? So this is riding on 2 axes. I hate when that happens, but let's mine. So I would have done that. I would have just made the modules that you can fit on any ship, and I would buy it and then fit it on that ship, and then it becomes locked. So you can't undo it, right? Or it would be open. You know, you buy it and it's open to any ship. So I can put it on my Type 9. I can put it on my Anaconda. I would have done that and charged $16,000 for it. You would have got more people buying the volley repeater than they would have bought the damn Type 11. Okay, and then the Mach 2, I would have done the same thing, maybe for 5,000 ARX. So you would have gotten 21,000 ARX from your loyal customer base, so they can use those in their ships. Okay, and I would have been only available with ARX. So it wouldn't have gone to the store. Yes, it's pay to play, but so what? The game needs to survive. Okay? The game needs to survive. It needs to survive. So I would have made it with ARX. That's what I would have done. But right now, it is what it is. You can't actually get the gun. And so you're kind of screwed. Right? These are supposed to be fast lipids, but they commit suicide coming out of the cargo hold. Too fast. Okay, this one has painite. Mind this. And if you get too close, watch. If I get too close, those chunks are gonna hit my hull and my shield and kill me. You need to have a lot of limp attack so that those chunks don't kill you. Are there benefits to having this type of 11 Prospector? I see none. You could be replaced with other ships. So what, you're getting more? If you're getting, so what that you're getting more if your cargo hold is only 256? It doesn't matter that you're getting more and you're getting faster. Your cargo hold is 256. Okay. So the days of you guys being FDev, and I'm talking FDev now, the days of you being greedy with your game or strict with your game are over. You don't, if you look at your menu, you guys don't have a very good menu of games. Let's take a look. I think I still have the window open. Let's see. This is your games. Planet Coaster 2. F1 Manager. This game is out. He's gone. It's gone. Nobody's playing that. Planet Zoo. Jurassic World Evolution. I never heard of this one. Great War Western Front? What is that? Stranded Alien Dawn. What is that? No one's playing that game. Chaos Gate. Warhammer. Do you know anybody playing this game? So all these games are surrounded by elite in the center. All these games are going to be obsolete within a year. No one's going to be playing them. So overall, FDev, if you're watching, you don't really have I don't think you have a loyal following in the other games. I'm not going to be a loyal follower of Planet Coaster. There's going to be another Planet Coaster that's going to come out sooner or later. But you have an incredibly loyal following of Elite Dangerous players. And this guy right now, Dragster, he's taking time out of his busy schedule of running a software company to stream. Because I want more people to stream so that new players will have something to look at. Ricardo just stopped about a month and a half ago. He stopped streaming. Which I think it hurts my feelings. It actually does. Because I love Ricardo. I love his streams. The guy I think is a sweetheart. I want one day to meet the guy because he's the type of person that I want to know. But he stopped streaming. I don't see his pretty little face in streaming. So there's Exegius, gone. Down to Earth Astronomy, gone. Hawks Gaming, gone. How many people have been streaming this game and they're gone? So you have a loyal following though of gamers, and you need to reward those gamers with good quality equipment, good quality ships. And in my opinion, the type level is a Gimp. It's a Gimp. Because of the cargo hold, and because it has in the middle of the cargo hold a class 5 fighter bay. Who designed it? Someone who doesn't play the game, that's for sure. I would have added an extra cargo, just an extra, a non-fighter bay cargo hold. So I can add later on. I can add a fighter bay to the ship if I want. I want the option of being able to add it, not be forced to add it. Like the hard points, it has dedicated mining hard. Why? I only need the volley repeater and the seismic charge launcher. Why have the other ones? You don't need laser mine. You don't need it. The volley repeater does all the work. You don't need brazen blaster. Why? Why have dedicated hard points to mining equipment if the only two things you need is a seismic charge launcher and a volley repeater? So there's design flaw here, and so I call it the Gimp, like the 80s when the Yugo came out. Now it's just a flower pot in somebody's backyard. So should you buy it for ARX? No, don't waste your money. Just do not waste your money. Stay away from this. Wait for it to come out on credits. You can try it out. You can, maybe they'll fix the flaw that they did. You'll be able to add the volley repeater to a different ship, right? But as it stands, you can only use the volley repeater on this ship, which is, it's a crime. It's very bad because the volley repeater is this ship. Okay, it is the ship. Even though it has its flaws and the chunks do hit you and do damage to you, right? It's okay. You should have a lot of limpets out. Because those chunks, if they come and hit you, you will have damage. So having a lot out means that the chunks won't come and hit you. And you see how that's turning downward? Like if you do the volley repeater on this, what do I do? If you do the volley repeater on this asteroid, right, the chunks go downward, so they won't come toward you. Right? So let's find another one to actually experiment that with. So this way you can get around the damage. Okay. I haven't done see how I'm going too fast? I got the cargo. Maybe if I put the landing gear down, it'll go slower. You go pretty fast.
Landing gear deployed.
So it's a fully engineered.
Prospector lift engaged.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna swing this way,
Asteroid scan.
so the asteroid is going downward, so that the chunks actually go down, right? Not up or forward. So let's see what happens. So they're getting hit by the volley repeater and the chunks are going. And they're still going up. Maybe I should shoot it here. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And these babies are hitting the side of the ship. Yeah, so if you aim towards the bottom half of the ship, of the asteroid, you won't get hit by the chunks. Do I have any surface? No. No. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. So that would be my suggestion. If you find a rotating one, you hit the bottom of it, the lower half of the asteroid, you won't get hit by the chunks. So that's a good way, good workaround to the chunks hitting your ship. So I didn't think of that yesterday. I should have done that. Which one is the reflecting? Is it this one? Let's find out if this has something. Okay, this has nothing. Let's see if I can fool. I still hit 156 with my landing gear down. So being that's a medium ship and you have a fully engineered thruster, you don't need weaponry. You just run away from the pirates. Who thought about this being a combat ship? I don't know. Okay.
Asteroid scan complete.
You see how it's going towards the side? So let's hit the side of it here. And the chunks are going to the right. So they're not coming towards me. You don't want them to come towards you. So I really don't need the shield anymore. Just figure out how to get around the shield. Okay. Would I spend the money on this again? No, I wouldn't. That's the key right here. So my suggestion is don't waste your money. If it's like a collector's item, you just want to have it for you want the galactic version one day. It's gonna be you know, the game will go under and you have all this software in your system that you're never gonna use again. Why waste the money on that? Actually, I got pretty good paint job. Let's see if I can take a picture. Yeah, look at that. I can. So let's take a look at my paint job. I don't take good pictures because I can't maneuver the camera. So you have to forgive me for that. I really am not very good at picture taking. There's my ship. It's called a Gimp. Right? So I have my landing gear out so I can slow the ship down. And the cargo hatch is out so I can slow the ship down. Right? This is the paint job. It's kind of like a gray stripe thing with yellow. It's called Hazard. So yeah, I did get 2 paint jobs. This one and an orange. Of course, I'm an orange thing. I love that color. Right? It's in the dark, so you can't see it. I apologize. Let's move on. So you can do, if you want to buy it still, you can do the basic and then get your own paint job. You can buy for ARXs. You can buy the neon thing, flashy thing. So they knew that the ship was Gimp, so they added all these features like the neon, the galactic, because they knew that the ship was Gimp. So they added all those things so that to make the ship Gimp. But no matter what kind of paint job you have, the Yugo is still a Yugo. And if you're younger and you don't know what a Yugo is, just Google it. The Yugo car. Right now, people are using the Yugo for pottery, for planting. Okay. So you have to slow down for the moment. Yep, you see it failed. I slowed down, and still hits the side of the ship. It's alright, so I think I'm gonna be done here. I made my point. It does mine faster, but I'm not really paying attention. So does it mine better than the normal mining system? It doesn't matter. Miners, dedicated miners, will sit out here for 3 hours. Right? All they want to do is mine. Right? They're not here to do dogfights. They don't need a fighter to protect them. So, overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give and I'm going to re-rate this, I gave it an 8. After careful consideration, this ship is a 4. The mining volley repeater is a definite 8, because the chunks kill you and they do damage. So, that's not a good thing. But when you have the combination of the MK2 Universal Prospector controller at the controller and the volley repeater, and you have enough limpets out, they can grab those rocks pretty fast. And if you actually shoot in that direction, if I shoot in this corner of a moving asteroid, the rocks are going to go out to the right, so they're not going to be hitting me. Okay, so this concludes with a fully engineered thruster. I'm still doing 157 with my landing gear down and my cargo scoop out. I pull 4 pips into the engine. I'm doing 384. 384. Okay, 384. Thruster. 517. That's because my ship is laden with stuff in it, right? Hard points deployed. still have hard points that way. Alright.
Drive charging. 4, 3, 2.
Maybe I'll get interdicted in the ship and I can show you guys. I'll get lucky. I can show you guys what I meant by being able to thrust away. So let's go drop this off. Let's go to Davy Jones. Overall, the ship is poor design, and it doesn't matter that has the volley repeater. If you take the volley repeater and the MK2 out, you wouldn't buy the ship independently of those two things. Those two modules make the ship. So overall, it's a mediocre ship, even with those two modules, because you can't sit in a mining field for hours like you can in a bigger ship. Like, I have 1,000 tons on my Panther Clipper, and I could sit there for 3 hours, 4 hours. And this is what you want as a dedicated mining person. Okay, you don't want to go back and forth to your fleet carrier. You just don't. You want to sit there, listen to music, watch TV, while you're mining, right? And you're getting these chunks, and you want to be rewarded for the chunks. So you do want higher prices. So I would have, as a development team, I would have actually changed the mining system. Maybe increase prices, increase the spawning at the hotspots so that you can get some core mining done at the hotspots. Change surface mining. Just do an overhaul of the mining system before you launch a dedicated mining ship. So I would have done that first before I launched this, and then it would have been a benefit because you're getting more, you're getting it faster. You don't need to spend all day in a field. If you only have half hour, yes, you go in there, you get what you want, you fill up the 256 cargo, and you fly back to your fleet carrier. And then I would change the way we can trade off a fleet carrier. Okay, so if we're taking stuff off the fleet carrier, we should be able to get credit if we're selling it at a station, right? So overall, the ship, I would not recommend you buy it for ARX. I would wait till you get credits. Okay, I would wait till you get the credits. It's not large enough to haul, so it's not really a dedicated mining ship. Okay, if it was large and it had a bigger cargo hold, like an Anaconda or some other ship, I would say yeah, that's the one you want. But this one I would not use. You can supplement your mining. A miner already has his mining ship. He already has. I have a dedicated mining ship. I'm actually going to build a third Panther Clipper to do trading and colonization, and leave the mining ship as is, because I have a dedicated mining ship. It has 1,000 tons I can actually store limpets in. Do I store that many? No. Right? But I'm sitting in a ring system, and I'm doing core mining, and then one day I had 6 core asteroids. It was fantastic. I have a video for that. I actually sucked at core mining, so I was I think 1 for 5, 1 for 6. I only got really one that I hit. So now I'm getting better. Right, the last 2 days I did pretty good, and you saw my ring system has the monocyte in it. So a dedicated miner will have his ship that he prefers to use, and if he's gonna buy another mining ship, it has to be equal or better to that. Not just add a module like the volley repeater to a Gimp ship and say, here, buy it for ARX, 60,000 ARX. I don't think anyone is doing that. Okay, so if you do want to do that, feel free. Spend your money on this. I don't believe you should. I think you should save it for something worthwhile. There is a dedicated, loyal following of Elite Dangerous, so there are going to be people who will buy it no matter what. I am loyal to Elite. I don't play X4. I don't play No Man's Sky. I don't play Star Citizen, Starfield. I play this game. I love this game, and I put money in this game. Okay, so if you want FDev to do a better job, you need to boycott bad product. And this is a bad product. Okay, the modules are not, but the ship is. It's a bad product. And they didn't add the thrusters. I added the thrusters. I put the thrusters in, and I did the engineering. So I did the work to make sure that the thrusters were the best, right? So the thrusters are what is the saving grace for this. Because you won't need, you're not going to be able to fight. The fighter bay is not going to help you. The fighter's not going to help you. You're going to die. If you have 3 NPCs, they will take you out quickly. They will take you out quickly no matter how much maneuverability you have. So it's not a fighting ship. It's not made for fighting. And even with I have a military grade composite on for armor. Even with that, you're still going to take damage. But the saving grace is the thrusters. So if you do add good thrusters to it, if you have a drag drive and it's a drag drive, right? I think that's what it's called. We'll go look at it again. Anyway, if you have very good thrusters and you can go over 500 on a boost, you're fine. You're a dandy. You're going to get away from it. Okay? You're going to get away from it. Or don't mine in a populated system. Right? Don't mind that. Just don't do it. Okay? Okay. So.
Landing successful. Clamps engaged. Enjoy your stay with us.
So, let's look at what I did here again. So I still took damage from the rocks. So just to go over at the end again what I have in fittings and outfitting here. And then I'll publish this video to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this. But, okay, for hard points, I only have the mining volley repeater and a seismic charge launcher. Just these two, right? I don't have anything else. I don't want to bother with the empty small hard points. I don't want to bother with the medium hard point. I'm not going to actually fight. I'm not going to be in combat. This does the work of two things. It does the work of the abrasion blaster and does the work of a laser mine. So you don't need anything else. So I don't know why they have these other mining hard points. This one and these. This one. I don't know why they have it. Why bother? I don't get it. Why have it? Maybe 2 seismic launchers? Maybe for the subsurface missile. If you do like to do subsurface, I don't like to do it, but I won't have it in here. For utilities, I added the shield booster, right, and it has a heavy duty shield booster, supercapacitors, the pulse wave analyzer. I have a point defense turret to ward off limpets, right, hatchbreaker limpets, and a heat sink, but it doesn't overheat. It doesn't overheat, so your mining volley repeater doesn't overheat. Doesn't even go up a little bit, not even 1 bit. For core, the key components are your frameshift drive, which I have a pre-engineered SCO, and your thruster. And the thruster is a drag drive. I have a drag drive. It's modified for dirty drive tuning. All right, so it's pretty fast. Right? You don't need a modified power distributor. You actually just will do fine with a 5A. Okay, You don't need it, even though I have charge enhanced on it. I just had it laying around. I put in the ship, right? And I have a military grade composite for armor, right? Without the shield, I took 9% damage from one of the chunks. For optional, I have all cargo racks up to the MK2 mining multi-limpet controller, right? This one and the volley repeater are the best modules they've ever created, but they put it in a Gimp ship, so it's like having a worthless module. The worthless part of the ship is the empty hangar compartment. Why they would put this in a mining ship and a Gimp one, no less, I don't know. So I have a class 4A refinery and a class 3 prismatic shield that is reinforced. So I have reinforced shields on it, right? I have a detailed surface scanner. You need this, so maybe I can replace that for more cargo, but I think that's only like 2 more cargo, so what does it matter? And I have these here, okay? So that's my build, and my opinion, don't waste your ARCs. Wait for it to come out and you can buy it from a shipyard, and then outfit it and try it out for yourself. I personally can't get my money back, and I don't want to try to play with it anymore. I'm going to use my dedicated mining ship that I made. I made a pamphlet clipper into a dedicated mining ship, and I can add a shield to that. I can add a scoop to that. For the paint jobs, these are all the paint jobs that it has. Pretty much like every other ship. So I did the demolition gray, but it's really demolition yellow. And I did the orange, which I like orange. Okay, it does have black, so if you do want a midnight black, you can get that midnight black. Yes. And I did name the ship the Gimp. Here's a Umbra yellow, which looks okay. And then this one is another demolition yellow, which looks okay. So that concludes the video. Out of scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 4, and scale of 1 to 5 stars, I would give it a 1.5 star rating. That's my opinion on this. Take it as you will, but be warned in advance, you're going to have problems flying the ship around. You do have some fun, but eventually not having enough cargo and that fighter bay in the middle of it is going to annoy the hell out of you. It's just going to annoy the hell out, unless the fighter can be a mining help, like it goes out and prospects for you. But there's no other ship that you can put in that fighter bay. So if it did that, then I would say, yeah, it's a good purpose of it, but there's no purpose of having a fighter bay in there. You're not going to fight. You're going to run away. 07 Commanders, take care. Have a great day.